Namaste, Jai Bharat. Self-stultification is an interesting concept. Self-stultification can happen inadvertently or deliberately. I say this just because look at the behavior of the opposition in our parliament. Someone in the opposition, supposed to be an important person among the opposition, had been singing glory of our neighbor China for quite some time. It gone to the extent that even the T-shirt which I wear is made in China. All right, what is he trying to say? Is he trying to say anything new, or is he trying to say something that we do not know? We all know that China is economically much better than Bharat, and that remains a fact, and we acknowledge it. What's wrong in it? Someone asks if number one, someone asks if number two, etc., etc., etc. So what ought to be our rule? What ought to be our role should have been the question as a responsible parliamentarian that one should be addressing to. Everyone knows that who is economically number one in the world, and whose economic power is how much. Everyone knows that, and we all know that China's technology is better. But how would you deal with that? They are not. They're not your our enemies to say they have better technology. What we should do is the place where these parliamentarians should have been focusing. We should have been thinking of how we should overcome. And look, which party is speaking. They had been at the helm of things in this nation right from 1947. And in last 10 years, the present regime of government had brought Bharat from 11th position to 5th in world economic power. Economically, from being 11th of their all the rule had come to 5 in just 10 years. It's someone's capability. It's someone's credibility. It's someone's efficiency that someone has done this thing, and he had to do a lot of reparations for the wrongs which had been done by people like you. And that is what you acknowledge this manner. Then suddenly you start singing glory of another nation which is better than us, of course, which is better than us, and we are sure we know that where we should be focusing is not how to fight them, but we should be focusing how to improve ourselves, how to even overtake their economic structure, which of course should be a challenge, and that challenge should strengthen you to work forward. Working forward is a thing, not that you're born with a golden spoon somewhere on your body and got things everything for free and lives for a song and did nothing in personal life and then start finding fault with others. No. Look at someone who strives from what one becomes what. Give credit to that. That shows his efficiency and the capability, who can do things much better than things in your dreams. So this kind of irresponsible behavior is appalling. Actually, eventually what happened? These things used to happen recently. This thing used to happen. So someone goes abroad, meets people of different origin, and then start finding fault with your own system, your own nation, and eventually your own Sanskriti, which probably many of them don't understand because they are not Sanskaris. It's a different thing to be a Sanskari. It's a different thing to belong to the Bharatiya Sanskriti. It's a different thing to be conscious about the Sanskriti of Bharat. Proud, you don't bother, you don't have to be proud. It shall come automatically once you understand and know things. And the point is that you don't understand anything, you don't know things. All that one wants is, these people wants is that they are only bothered of one thing, that we are not in rule. We are not in rule, and how to get back in rule. This is the thing which leads them, and they go to any extent of doing any kind of nasty things. It's still self-stultification, and little do they realize that this kind of self-stultification demeans the people involved in it and makes them a laughing stock. Indeed, laughing stock. This kind of unfortunate things are happening in a, in a place which is most respectable for all citizens of this nation, our parliament. Someone stands, just because he's elected, someone stands up and speaks nonsense. And someone behaves in an absolutely nonsensical way. And their group behaves in nonsensical way. And the others have to take it out of courtesy and obedience of law. So using half an hour's the glory of China, no harm, we know it. This is nothing unknown to us. We all know it, where they stand. And the technology is better. The technology is good. As of now, they work very hard. They work very hard. And their internal things we are not bothered of. But the product they produce, they do make good products. They bring things out. No, whatever may be the drawbacks of their products and their action in international trade, whatever may be the drawbacks, they do disappoint. They do disappoint. Of course, we acknowledge their success in many places. After all, they are also an Asian country. We do acknowledge, but that doesn't mean that looking at them and you find fault with your own people. And actually, the fault is because of you. You have been ruling these people all these years. And what have you done? What have you? Of course, inadvertently it came out of his mouth, that both people did not do anything. What? We got 10 years. 10 years of the destroyed situation. We have to restructure and reconstruct from scrap. Many good visionaries came in between. They tried their best, but then there was no consistency. Until you have consistency for a long period with very clear visions and effort, you just can't make progress because the world is very competitive. Others are not sitting for a song. They're equally capable. Remember that. It's not, they don't speak like Pakistanis, that we are best and others are nothing. We know that. You have to have this respect to the efforts of others whom we are competing. You have to compete with such people. So you have to be more competent. Improve your strength. You should have been focusing into this kind of things. If of course I know that, if you have any sense of belonging to this nation, its Sanskriti and its people, how to treat these people, how to look at them, how to visualize and understanding them is left to the citizens of this nation, and I am sure they will do it. They will do it in way appropriate manner. We may meet again with some other thoughts. Till then, Namaste, Jai Bharat, Jai Sri Ram.